Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fortress Comic News, episode 333. I am one of your hosts, Chris, alongside my co-host, your Mike. What's going on, Mike?
333. Not a whole lot. Bought some physical comics. Got those in the mail, so that's always exciting. These these Godzilla Rivals books I was talking about. I was a fan of this cover of Mothra versus Titanosaurus. That was pretty sick.
Nice.
Yeah, it's always
Bought
fun
something
getting.
this week too.
What'd you get?
So there was a sale on the Umbrella Academy library editions.
Oh,
I got
hardcovers.
all three for $55.
That's crazy.
Two of them showed up.
Oh my god, those are so beautiful.
Yeah, there's I haven't even taken out of the plastic, but so this is the size of them. Like, this is the normal comic.
Yeah, that's awesome. Those are like the image. Those are like the image hardcover collector's editions.
Yeah, so I'm really happy.
Where'd you find those? Who had a sale?
Amazon.
Really?
Yes. Amazon had all of them for under $60.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
One of these library edition. I've never bought it. This is my first time I bought a library edition. One of these is $40.
Yeah, that's like a crazy retail. Good deal.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I'll have to check it out. See if they're still really up there.
Cool. Last one comes tomorrow, I think. So
I was going through my comics collectors app because I think once like the winter time hits, I'm gonna, because I got the drawers and stuff, I'm gonna organize some stuff. I'll probably purge some comics because I have the stuff that I like want, in my collection. Some stuff I don't really want anymore. But I'm finally like catching. I'm like completing my stuff I'm missing. Like I was missing some Earth 2 Society issues, not Earth 2 World's End or the original New 52 Earth 2, but somewhere in the middle there I was missing some issues. So I've been like catching up on those, trying to fill that out because those, nobody's buying those issues. So,
which sucks because it was such a good book.
I know. So that's why it's fun to like round out the collection, because you're like, nobody cares about these books, but I do. Like, and I'm looking through the covers, with like Val Zod on it and shit like that. Those stories were so good.
But yeah. To anyone out there, that New 52 Earth 2 book, like I know people, and we still say like people want Just Society, and we still do.
Yeah.
And that was why that book got so much like heat, was because it wasn't the Just Society.
Yeah.
But that book was so good. All the Earth 2 stuff Future's End was kind of hit or miss near the end there, but a lot of the Earth 2 stuff during New 52 is great. I love that book.
Yep. Yeah, it's I have the original, and then the Society one was the one I was missing because I was like, I forgot it switched over, so. But yeah, then I'm gonna have like all my Batman stuff easily accessible, in the drawers, and we'll see. We'll see what else I want to keep and what I want to get rid of. But we do have an interview today, folks. Barney Smith will be on the podcast. We're going to talk about his interesting book he has on Kickstarter. It's a little change of pace for the show, so
yeah,
stick around.
Tell some jokes.
Stick around for that. We're going to tell some jokes. Yeah.
And stick around for the rest of the week because lots of interviews coming out this week.
Yeah,
lots of interviews. So
lots of them. So there you go.
Lots of good content for the Labor Day weekend for all you USA listeners.
Yeah, if you have Monday off, good for you.
If you had Monday off.
Oh, if you had Monday off. Yeah, sorry, it's now Wednesday. I forget that we fuck around with the timeline in the show. All right, well, maybe we'll just jump right into it. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Disney has been fairly quiet about the X-Men 97 since the announcing it in 2021. Outside of rumors and some voice casting announcements, we learned this week through a report from Hollywood Reporter that there is some news about the animated series. First, they say that the release time frame has shifted from fall of this year to early 2024. Also, they claim that the second season is already in early development, showing that Disney has faith in the series to be a hit. Yeah, everything's being delayed because of the writer's strike, right? So,
yeah.
But, I'm sure when they announced it, there was the ripples through all social media. People are probably like, oh my God. because that's how we were. But I mean, it's pretty promising. We're already getting a second season.
Yeah, I'm sure they're in like really early development of what the storyline is going to be and everything. So there's plenty of chance to cancel that second season. But I'm not going to be the downer because I want this to be good because I love that X-Men cartoon when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm sure this is done and like voice casted and animated and everything. It feels to me like we don't know how long the strike's going to go on for, and we need to like put some time in between our content to drag it out a little bit kind of thing.
Yeah, I can't just announce it all or release it all at once.
Yeah, it's a bummer, but as a fan, it's a bummer. But you know, that's kind of the time we're living in right now. I'm betting you it's going to be kind of like we're now living in a video game world where things were pushed because of COVID. And now like this year, everything came out.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's going to be a year from now with like TV and movies where like everything's getting pushed and then like a bunch of shit's going to come out all at the same time. It's all going to
come out. Yeah. Right.
Because of the strike.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that all falls out. But as far as this, I'm really stoked for X-Men the animated series come back, and I guess we'll just wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, you're right about that video game stuff. So many games came out this month, and it's like, man, I want to play them all.
Yeah, go back to the last year. It's been insane, dude.
It's been a crazy year of video games for sure. I completely forgot about Armored Core. I have like 30 games on my wish list still, and I don't know. I was trying to like trim them down. Like maybe I don't have to play some of these games, and I was like, shit. There's like some games that came out months ago that I still want to get and play. But
I had 2 I wanted to get through before next weekend because Starfield comes out.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to finish 1. Not because it's super long, but just because I don't have time that much.
Yeah.
And I don't know because I want to finish Final Fantasy 16, which keeps telling me I'm like at a percentage. And then when I really looked it up, I'm like, I'm not as far as this game's telling me I am.
Like 90 hours to go.
Well, I was looking up like, okay, where am I in the game and look at the chapter list. I'm like, okay, I'm like 2/3 of the way through.
Oh, okay.
Where like, I don't know, not that long ago I was telling me I was halfway, and I've put in a bunch of time since then, so I definitely was not halfway. And I really wanted to play Sea of Stars, but I'm probably gonna have to skip that because
Starfield's coming. And I've heard some good things. I was talking to somebody yesterday who was playing Starfield, and they were enjoying it, and they were happy that Bethesda's back to like having a developed game on the market. So
yeah, the people I trust that are fans of it are really loving it. The people I see saying like negative things are the people that are just fanboying. But yeah, I took a week off of work just to play this fucking game. So
yeah, I mean, there's always the loudest people. I mean, the loud, annoying people are always gonna be there. But if you're enjoying a video game, enjoy it.
Yeah,
like whatever. It. I won't shit on people for playing. I mean, I play a degenerate game of Dota 2, so
yeah, Mike hates having fun.
Yeah, who am I to judge anybody?
And I really want to play Baldur's Gate, dude.
I do too.
I really want to play it,
but there's no time.
No, there's just
no time.
I have to quit my job to play that fucking game.
Yeah,
and probably this podcast as well.
Even like to watch people stream it, I'm just like, man, I don't have time to sit and watch this. Like, you get to see him loot one room, and you're like, it's been an hour. What happened? Yeah. But yeah, there's so much good stuff coming out. Yeah, and I'm playing a game called Returnal right now, which is just really good. It came out for PC, but there's Armored Core. Like, when the hell am I going to get to that? Soon, hopefully. But
yeah, the X-Men cartoon looks good.
Yeah, back to the X-Men. Thanks for bringing us back. X-Men cartoon looks good. Not on here. I know you're going to talk about Ahsoka episode 3, but I did hear good things about. I'm not like the biggest One Piece fan, but the show came out this week on Netflix, the live action show.
Is this a show? I thought it was a movie.
Oh, maybe it's a movie.
I could be wrong. I'm not
something live action. I think it was. All I've heard though is like it's really like Netflix went like campy style with it, and it's actually like enjoyable. And I was like, okay, I'll probably check that out.
Oh, it is a show.
It is a show. Okay. Yeah. So I've heard it's really campy. So that sounds like my style. and I'll probably end up checking it out. I completely forgot it was even coming out, so I'll have to watch it.
I make fun of my nephew constantly because he watched all of One Piece. So
like the 2,000 episodes. I mean, the characters are great. When I was younger, I watched like the first couple seasons, and then I just couldn't keep up. But I think the characters are really cool.
To everyone out there, like, I don't know, when you're in my family or you're a friend, like if I'm making fun of you, it's out of love. So
no,
like,
it's a good thing. Yeah.
Because like, trust me, every time I would like be like, oh, you're watching One Piece, or, you know, whatever I'd say about One Piece, and I'd just be like, be a man and like play Pokemon instead. So obviously, I'm just shitting on myself too.
Yeah.
Like,
and obviously, something with 1,200 episodes or whatever the hell, they've got a pretty solid foundation to stand on. That it's they have a pretty big fan base.
yeah.
But I want to watch it and like it, but on the same side of that, I really loved Cowboy Bebop when they released the live action, and it got canceled after one season. So it was like, I don't trust Netflix anymore.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, the Cowboy Bebop, I really loved it, and even the actors were like really invested, but not anymore, I guess. All right, Star Wars Ahsoka Episode 3. I'm actually watching Rebels. I'm probably almost done with the first season. It's really good. I mean, you told me it was really good. There's a lot of cool moments, a lot of lightsaber battles, a lot of cool characters. So I'm getting through that before I start Ahsoka.
I'm glad you're liking it because I think the first season's the weakest season too.
Oh, okay, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, Episode 3 was basically Ahsoka training her new and old Padawan, and kind of going through that whole thing. It's really funny because it was pointed out online that in Ahsoka, a Mandalorian is training to be a Jedi, and then in Mandalorian, a Jedi is training to be a Mandalorian.
Yeah,
so that's kind of funny back and forth.
Cool.
But we discover this like hyperspace ring that the bad guys are making that's supposed to be able to help them jump galaxies, which is something that is seen in Old Republic lore. So that's kind of cool to see some Old Republic stuff coming to light. Probably the first time that I can think of that Disney Star Wars has acknowledged the Old Republic in any way.
That's cool.
And then cool fight scene in space. Ahsoka gets in a flight suit that looks like Vegeta's suit and fights some starships in space with lightsabers. That was pretty neat.
What the hell?
Yeah. And then they go on the planet and land and kind of try to figure this stuff out. So it was kind of it was a decent episode, but it was kind of a, you know, let's get some details in, stretch things out. It was weaker than the first two episodes, but it was still fun. I just I'm at the point where like, let's just get to that fucking galaxy so I can see some Thrawn. Everybody, like, do not do this shit where Thrawn shows up in like episode 7.
Last episode, he turns around. And you're like, roll credits.
So we'll see. I still enjoyed it, just not quite as much as the first two. The first two were just straight porn for me because it was just straight like, here's some Rebels shit that you've been loving for years.
Yeah, here they are. Here are the characters. Yeah. That's awesome. Movie news. Ron Perlman said on Geek House Show podcast this week that he would still want to do a third Hellboy movie if given the chance. He went on to say that the series was originally supposed to be a trilogy. He's getting pretty old, Chris.
Yeah.
But they do have CGI now, so I mean, he's getting old, but he's not as old as Harrison Ford, who's still doing movies. So I really don't know what to say about that anymore. I love those Hellboy movies. I do. So,
those first two Hellboy movies are great.
If you bring Guillermo back, okay. Then
if you get him back and they want to do it together, fine. But this isn't going to happen. Everybody, like,
no, it's not. It's definitely not.
Because if you remember, prior to the strike, like earlier this year, they had casting for a new Hellboy. They had a new movie in pre-development. Like, maybe that gets canceled because of all this going on. I don't know, but I would doubt it. It's an IP that's shown strength in the past, and that's kind of how Hollywood works now. So I don't see it happening. Would I like it? Yeah, like you said, if everybody came back, I'd give it a shot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have high hopes for it, but
No.
It's cool that he still has like some sort of love for that character and that he remembers fondly doing that character. I think as soon as he puts all the makeup on and everything, though, he'll be like, "Why the fuck did I agree to this?"
Yeah. For like hours and hours in the makeup suit. Like, why am I doing this?
But it would be cool to see all that come back.
Yeah. Now I haven't watched those movies in so long. Now I want to watch them.
Yeah, I almost think at this point, if you really want to do it and finish your story, either Gilmore
Animated?
coming back as doing a comic, or
Yeah.
probably a better fit would be doing an animated thing and saying, this is what we wanted for the third movie.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Game news. We don't always have game news on the podcast, folks. Marvel announced they partner with Six to Start to make a new fitness app called Marvel Move. This app is a story-driven running app that encourages users to get out and run alongside some of Marvel's biggest heroes. Six to Start is best known for its story-driven fitness app, Zombie Run. So here we go. We got this video that Chris is playing.
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
Right.
I hear people talk about Zombie Run, really enjoy it.
Okay. And
basically anything that kind of brings fitness to the forefront in any way or gets people running or something, I'm all for.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. I might check it out just because one of my like goals for next year is to do a 5K. And like we'll get down into it, but one of the training programs is to train for a 5K.
Yeah.
So it's neat that they're doing something like this. And yeah, I like it. I like the initiative. I like it's kind of a kooky, fun way to get people active. And if it works, then good on them.
Is it like, I wonder if is it like a audio book that goes along as you're running? Is that kind of how it works?
Yeah, so here I'll turn on the audio for this. So
yeah,
you can kind of get an idea.
Audio. Collected a bottle of water and 2 adamantium shards. Just 1 kilometer to go. You can do it, recruit. We leave no mutant behind.
Huh. Interesting. That's kind of like, it's like trying to motivate you.
Here.
All right.
2 miles in 13 minutes, 45 seconds.
Runner! I'm with you.
What the?
Keep going.
Is that supposed to be Hulk?
Impressive, mortal. You're keeping pace even with Mjolnir.
They got us surrounded, bub. Looks like.
Yeah, so I mean, that gives you an idea. But
those voices are pretty bad.
They're pretty cheesy.
Oh man, that was awesome. Yeah.
Well, it's funny here. So like the 5K training is Thor and Loki,
Asgardian
5K.
Okay.
I don't know who, and it tells you who they're written by. So written by Alex.
Teeny Howard. Teeny Howard wrote one of these. That's funny.
It's a Teeny Howard writes the X-Men one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's a Hulkville one.
Wow.
I wonder what the Daredevil training is. Do I have to close my eyes for it? And then
you just sit still.
Yeah, and then Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch. So there's some cool things.
Yeah, that's
with
interesting.
it. I kind of wish they got. I mean, Teeny Howard's cool.
Yeah.
I like Teeny Howard, and that's a name. Everybody else kind of like, I don't know who Matt Wateska is or Bilal Bardai.
Yeah.
Kim Richards. I'm not sure who these people
are.
Yeah,
I'm sure they just grabbed some people to do these.
Yeah, they just found some people on the street.
Yeah.
I'm sure they work for whatever what was the company? 6x6
or six to start. Six to
start. They probably work for that company.
It's still interesting though to have a different medium, you know?
Yeah. So I like this. I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And with that, let's get to the comic book news.
Comics.
Oh boy, Jonathan Hickman's here this week. He revealed this week while talking to Popverse that he's working on a new Marvel project. The project says he's one he swore he would never take on, but seemed to have a change of heart about. He's quoted saying, this is the quote, folks, quote, start quote, "I'm working on another book for Marvel right now that I swore I would never work on," Hickman said. "The sole reason why I'm doing this is that there was a way into it I had never considered before. I found it, and now I'm having the time of my life working on it. How long will it last? I don't know. And I'll definitely quit when I stop feeling that. What could it be, Chris? What do you think?
Spider-Man. That's
Well,
what I
like,
thought.
why is he saying that? I didn't know I had a way into it. Like, it's some obscure character, right? Or would it just be like a title book like that?
No, I think what he's trying to say is like this, the story he wanted to tell, like how he would set it up and like get it in there.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I go Spider-Man or somebody of that caliber is that's someone he's never really touched, even in his Avengers run. Spider-Man's a little bit in like Secret Wars and some other stuff he's done, but not really a prominent figure in any of his work. And Spider-Man, from what I can tell, people who love Spider-Man have been in Spider-Man for the long haul.
Oh yeah.
And they seem to, it has almost a soap opera, as most comics do, but more than most, has a soap opera thing to it.
Yeah.
Which makes it hard to not jump into Spider-Man, but I think it's tough for a writer to come in and do something unique and new.
Right.
And I think that's something that Hickman like kind of prides himself on, is trying to do something different and have a long haul story to tell. So I could see that being it. I have a hard time picturing who else it would be.
Yeah.
He's already done X-Men. He's in the middle of Ultimates. He's already done Avengers, Illuminati. He did the big event book.
He did Fantastic Four, right? You said that?
And Fantastic Four, yeah.
Fantastic Four, he did that.
Great run in Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So he's done a lot of characters throughout Marvel. Not a whole lot of solo books at Marvel.
Right.
Other than like little stories here and there. He's got a few like miniseries and everything he did, especially early on in his career.
Yeah.
But yeah, my money's on Spider-Man. I think he's got a Spider-Man story. Nothing against is it Jim Zub doing Spider-Man right now?
I think so.
Yeah, I'll look it up while you're doing the next story. But
yeah,
I think it's Jim Zub, but nothing against him. But the Spider-Man team is, I mean, other than the artist, obviously, John Romita Jr. doing the art. The writer isn't exactly the biggest name in the world, and I could see them being like, Hickman wants this.
Goodbye.
Leave.
To anybody, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see his take on Spider-Man, because like you said, he likes to do these big overarching plots, and I don't know if we've really seen that in a Spider-Man book. This week, Distillery Comics launched its direct-to-consumer online story to coincide with their first title, The Devil's Cut. Now that's Distillery, DSTLRY Comics. Distillery announced a new comic series from creators Becky Cloonan and Tula Lode called Somna. The series is said to be a murder mystery set during the 1600s witch hunts in England. Tula and Becky will act as both writers, with the artist series making this a fairly unique relationship in the comics industry. The comic first appeared in their anthology book, The Devil's Cut. So I have not checked out this distillery. But yeah, cool.
Quick correction, it's Zeb Wells writing Spider-Man right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Distillery seems interesting. I saw the book on the shelf when I went to go get my comics, and I got too many books, man. I got too many. And I can't get myself to pick up another one right now.
Right.
And this one sounds interesting. I like the idea of like an artist and both people on the team being the artist and writer and doing back and forth, and like writing as a team, then doing different pages and art. Like that's cool, unique, something different.
Yeah.
But that's like a behind the scenes kind of geeky thing. I think for most people, they're just going to see these two are on the book, and either they're probably a Becky Cloonan fan because she's the bigger name, and check it out. The book sounds interesting, but I don't know.
I'm looking at the shop right now at Distillery, and they have like a $200 toy, a $300 toy that I don't know. They have some variant covers that are $100 each. I don't know what I'm looking at, but I'm not paying $100 for a variant cover.
Yeah, here's some Devil's Cut covers, but this is Somna.
Yep.
It's a cool cover. And I like how they're presenting it, like by the two.
Yeah.
And then I really like this cover too. But yeah, it's just I got too many books, everybody. I got too many books to read. I'm already behind so much on books. I can't do another one.
And they say like, oh, is it changing the way people read digitally? But on their website, I don't see any way to access digital comics. Upcoming drops, maybe. Oh,
because they're the ones that had that. They had that not blockchain digital thing that I kept saying was NFTs. Then people got mad at me because they're like, it's not NFTs, but it's fucking NFTs.
If I don't understand it, it's probably an NFT.
It's this is from a while ago. A $300 fucking toy. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand that. They have a few things to sell on the website.
Yeah, because they have that other book Gone that Jock is doing.
I like
that. I was interested in, but I couldn't pull the trigger on that one either.
Yeah.
Digital different. Here we go. You sent me to nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how to access the digital comics, folks. When you figure it out, we'll let you know. I don't know what's going on.
I literally clicked I'm sure this is what you just did and just explained.
Yeah.
But I literally clicked the button that said digital comics and it sent me to the same page.
But they have like all these quotes from all these like big comic sites like, oh, this is changing the industry, and the like website makes no sense to me.
Yeah, so here, once you own a digital copy, you can read it and resell it on our digital marketplace. I'm pretty sure that's the selling point NFTs were. But yeah,
that's stupid.
I like they've got a lot of cool creators. They got a lot of cool books, looks like. I'm not going to get into your digital marketplace. Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, not happening.
But I mean, the founding creators. I mean, if you remember, Stephanie Phillips got a book here.
Yeah.
Tinian, Snyder, Ram V, Mark Bernardin, like guys we like, gals we like, but you're gonna have to wow me because I got a big poll list.
Yep. There's a lot of books out there, folks.
I'm really upset. Like, I really want, like, why does the digital take me to nothing? It makes me mad.
I don't get it, dude. But what I do get is what we read this week. So let's jump to that.
I'm sorry. Here we go. It says the digital marketplace is coming soon, so you can only buy physical on their website right now.
Okay.
Because I clicked on the Devil's Cut book that was $100. I was like, I wonder, and there's a digital thing for it here.
Yeah.
So I really want to know if that $100 variant is gonna be $100 digital too.
Oh my god,
that'd be funny.
Some idiot's gonna pay for that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't even buy $100 variant physical because it's like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Last book I spent that much money on, and I didn't even spend. I think I spent $89. Yeah, it was $89 plus shipping, so about $100. Was Captain America 100, aka Captain America #1.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't get it. All right. What did we read this week? I read Blade #2. Are you still reading Blade?
Hell yeah.
That was a good issue. Liking the story so far. That's Hill and Casagrande in the art. Yeah, it's Blade in Japan, so it's pretty sick. He goes to visit his weapon dealer to figure out, he released this world-ending demon god thing, and he wants to kill it. So he needs to find a weapon. And then his evil weapon dealer is in trouble, so he goes to find her after she gets kidnapped and is fighting this, like, shogun. Like, he's, like, head of this, like temple thing, but he can possess people. He's like, I've got some demon powers, and that's how it ends. It was a good issue. I really liked it.
Yeah, I really liked it too. kept kind of the action pace of the first issue.
Mm-hmm.
The art was really good. What I find really funny about it is this page right here. So you can see these people in the mask. Remember that?
Yeah.
So I sent that to our buddy Travis Gibb because those are the same exact masks that characters wear in his book Coins of Judas.
Oh yeah, those are the Coins of Judas masks, aren't they? Yeah. Did he have some words about that?
He asked me what it was from. I told him, and he didn't say another word.
Oh.
But yeah, it was funny in the moment. I'm reading it, and I'm like, Coins of Judas, look at that.
Yeah, I knew those masks looked familiar.
But yeah, it was a really cool book, and we got kind of the big bad for this issue and into probably next issue. That's going to lead us to the bigger bad and so on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a fun book for sure. So we had a little mix up with the Night Terrors stuff. So I read Night Terrors number 4, and then I read Night Terrors Night's End number 1 because Night Terrors 4 wasn't the end. So Night Terrors 4.
You mean Night Terrors Night's End number 1, aka Night Terrors number 5?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so in 4, the heroes lose. They bring the Nightmare Stone to Insomnia. It makes him wake up and releases all his monsters into the real world instead of being in Nightmare World. Then we get the origin, which is kind of cool, where we find out why he hates the Justice League. They killed his family trying to save the city, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was a cool background story. And then we had Night Terrors Night's End number 1. It was a great ending. There's leaves on a cliffhanger that there's this new version of Dr. Fate created called Dr. Hate, is created with the helmet of hate instead of the helmet of fate. You can't make this shit up.
You literally can, Mike.
Yeah, you can. They just did. Insomnia is defeated, but everyone is scared of the Justice League now, and we find out that that was Amanda Waller's motivation, because this all started with her hating the heroes. It's all part of her plan, and now she has the Nightmare Stone, and we have a Dr. Hate. I don't know I don't know what Williamson's doing, but I'm along for the ride, dude. I was like, this is pretty cool.
So I'll say this, everybody: the Night Terrors from front to back, is a complete story that I really enjoyed.
Yeah,
those last 3 or 4 pages that kind of set up another thing. You could not read that and just enjoy what this is.
Yeah,
is
for
one
sure.
thing.
For sure.
And I really loved it. I thought it was a great event. And kudos to the team for doing it. Those last 4 pages are setting up that Titans book. What is it? Beast World? Or something like that?
Yeah, I forgot that's what it is.
It's let me see, because it's that things are falling off my desk. I don't know if you heard that or not.
I forgot they said they're going after the Titans or something.
Yeah, so they say the next target is the Titans, and to be continued in Beast World number 1 in November. Mike, I might pick up Beast World now.
Yeah.
That's how much I like this book.
Yeah. Dude, I was like, what is that? That's a Dr. Fate helmet. And they're like, no, it's Dr. Hate. I was like, wow.
Yeah. So I think I said at the time when they announced Beast World that there was no way you were going to get me to read a Titans event.
Yeah, you did. Well, you definitely said that.
I'm going back on that because I'm going to at least check it out because I just love this event so much.
Yeah. I want to know why Waller wants to kill so many heroes.
Yeah, it's a cool reveal at the end, and I'm just even more interested in what Waller's doing, because she's been consistently for the past couple of years in the comics been trying to take out the heroes. If you remember the Earth 3 book from a while back, that was her plan there.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to follow the story arc of what's going on with her.
Yeah, and I want to know who they put in the Dr. Hate helmet, because they didn't show the person that stepped up to do it.
Yeah, and I couldn't guess. I have no clue.
That'd be awesome if it was Peacemaker or some shit.
Nah, Peacemaker's the moneymaker, man. You can't put him under a helmet like that.
You can't put his helmet under a helmet.
I like too the Insomnia when he's before he turns.
Yeah.
And how his family was killed because the Justice League were fighting.
Yeah.
And it references Dark Knight Death Metal.
Oh,
you were just out there fighting evil Batman, saving my family.
He's great. You were fighting evil Batman, and destroyed half the city. So
yeah, so Great series. If you're a trade waiter or you weren't sure about this, I would recommend Night Terrors. It was a fun little event book.
Yeah, that was really cool. And then my last book I got to this week. Well, I read Godzilla Rivals, Mothra, Titanosaurus. These books are fun. Big monsters fighting each other. I'm a huge Mothra fan, so that was a lot of fun. And these are like these one shots that IDW is doing. So, these are all completed stories. And then Masters of the Universe Masterverse #4. I finally finished it just in time for the new Masters of the Universe series to come out. Celia Nunez, this is the anthology series, a lot of different He-Man stories, but then we finally see that like the overarching Watcher guy sees that it's not just He-Man's powers, like he is good-natured, and him observing all these universes, like he almost got caught with like an evil presence trying to take him over, and He-Man stops it, and he's like, oh shit, I was wrong, like you're a good guy. So that was a cool 4-issue series. And this is kind of like, I think it's along the lines of the Netflix series when they release these He-Man books. So it's like in that universe. So, yeah, I'm loving it. So more of that.
So,
I had one more, Chris.
Yep.
Gnort's Swimsuit Edition #1 DC Comics. It was a little upsetting because it was mostly pinup covers and a little bit of a story, and that was it. So.
That's what they announced it as. So
yeah, but like I thought, like Gnort was gonna get his own story, and it was kind of just like a short story without any comic pages. So, and they're the covers, they're the pinup of the variant covers that were already out there for each book. So,
well, unlike Mike, Gnort Swimsuit Edition was the greatest thing that ever happened.
Okay.
So everybody, don't listen to Mike. Go buy that book.
The cover of that book itself was worth it. I mean, it's an amazing cover.
It was a pinup book. Like that's kind of what it was sold as. I think the stories in it were even reprints. Like they weren't even original stories. So I had no expectation of that, and I got exactly what I wanted out of it. And I think it was just a fun time. So I was all for it, Mike.
A little disappointed, but all right. That's all I had.
You're allowed to be wrong, Mike.
Yeah. All right. All right. I just want more Gnort stuff.
I don't disagree with you there.
Yeah.
We do need more of that character.
Yeah. But
that should be the real Beast World book. It's just
maybe it is.
Nuts.
Maybe it is. You don't know. You never know.
So Mike, I got Rooster Fighter Volume 4 just came out.
Nice.
Awesome book.
Yeah.
Yeah. We find out that he has a long lost brother, that his father left his family and had another family. So now he has a stepbrother who also has the power to kill these demons. And he has to team up with him to save their father because their father was abducted by these demons that we find out are actually a step up from demons. They're devils, Mike.
Wow.
Yeah. So too powerful for one rooster to fight alone. And then we also get the backstory that their family actually has a long lineage of fighting these things. And that they're actually like these roosters are the guardians for the world against these demons. I love this fucking book, Mike.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
It's so good. I can't wait for Volume 5.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, everybody go check out Rooster Fighter. And if I could find the page real quick, there's an awesome splash page in this too. That's him hitting a home run as a rooster. I'm not going to find it in time. I'm trying to vamp a little bit here.
There you go. Just keep vamping.
Nope, it's not
roosters. Okay.
Kickstarter book. And you'll hear more about this later in the week because I interviewed Will Robson, and that'll be up probably Friday.
Yep.
Outbreaks #1. The only ongoing zombie anthology comics in the world, apparently.
I think that's the joke of it. Right? Yeah,
I love Will Robson. He did. He was on the show a long time ago.
I do remember that. Yep.
And that's back when he was doing the Great Lakes Avengers, and now he's kind of doing solo stuff. And he's doing this on Kickstarter. This is the only Kickstarter book. He's got a book coming to Zoop, and he's still working for like some of the big two as well. But this has 2 stories in it. And what he said is that there's one story called Dead-Eyed Dick that's going to be ongoing through the entire series as long as he does it. and it's what he wants to do is not just do like The Walking Dead again. He wants to do like fun zombie stories that are different. And when we talked, he asked me what my favorite zombie movie was, and I told him it's this movie Fido. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, Mike.
No,
but it takes place in the 50s, and basically after World War II, there was a zombie war, and humans learned to like live with them and domesticate zombies.
Oh wow.
And then it all goes terribly wrong, but it's set up like a 50s like
that's awesome
movie.
I've never heard of that one.
It's a really great movie. If I can get anyone to go out there and watch that movie, it's one of my favorite movies of all time, and not a lot of people heard of it.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
He immediately jumped on that to say that was in his top like 5.
Oh wow.
So
awesome.
He was like, yes, that's kind of stuff I want to do, something different. And with Dead-Eye Dick, it's this ex-soldier who was a sniper who got shot in the eye and then had to go back home after war without his left eye. So trying to figure out what he's doing with his life when he comes across this person who gives him a zombie eye. And apparently that story is going to turn into like the zombie eye is slowly going to infect his body and give him superpowers.
Interesting.
So it's going to be like a zombie superhero.
Amazing.
And then the other story is Rotten Luck, which is more of a just like tongue-in-cheek kind of 2 people wake up and the zombie apocalypse happens. And that's a 3-part story. And then there's going to be more and more stories that are going to replace Rotten Luck and all that. But issue 2 is on Kickstarter right now. And I would recommend it if you like zombie stuff, especially like fun, goofy zombie stuff. It was a fun book.
Cool.
And he even put a little sticker of a zombie head in the back of the book.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Some stuff from last week, actually. One I think you must have missed when you were buying your books, Mike, because Dark Knights of Steel number 12 came out.
Wait. No. No, it didn't. Really? Oh, my God.
So I won't
How many months has it been?
Yeah, I won't spoil too much because it's the last issue of the series, but
I got to put my comic back. Hold on. I'm putting that in my notes.
It was a really good ending. I liked where it left everything off. It was a cool fight. All in all, this is a great series that when you all get it as a trade, and I will probably buy the hardcover of this when it comes out.
Yeah.
You'll love it. Yes, Mike, the frustration with it was like it just came out randomly.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. But as its own product, standalone without those delays in mind, this is one of my favorite DC books in a long time.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I really loved it. And it ends in a way that I think is smart because it does end the story and they could never touch it again and it would stand alone and be fine. And it leaves that little crack open for something else where they could do more. So I thought they masterfully did the ending personally. And really love that series and can't wait to get a nice big hardcover of that.
Nice.
Newburn came back, and so Newburn 9 and 10 came out the past 2 months, and I caught up on those. Newburn 10 came out last week, and it's a great like noir. Think Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, except it's Chip Zdarsky and is it Jason Phillips? It's Sean Phillips' kid.
Okay.
I forget his name. And I just really like that book. The first volume was great. Now they're bringing it back, doing more with it, and I think they're killing it. And yeah. One I'm really shocked that you're not reading is Big Game, and Big Game number 2 came out last week.
I'm not reading Big Game. Yeah. About that.
I think you would get more out of this book than I would by a long shot because you
Mark
read
Miller universe. Yeah.
Yeah, because you read all of his books.
I couldn't remember the name of it. I forgot the name was Big Game.
Yeah, write down Big Game because I think you will really enjoy it. So in this one, I never read the Chrononauts book, but apparently that was a time travel book.
Oh yeah, that was a good book for sure.
So they show up in this, and the kind of the heroes that were left behind that remember the events from Wanted, get them to take some people back in time to kind of prove that the events of Wanted happened. So they go back to 1986 to see like the villains take over and everything. And prove that there were superheroes at one point. And that's so that happens, and then on the other side we get a good moment with Nemesis as he just slaughters the entire group of ambassadors from the Ambassador series.
That's amazing.
And I just love that he's a big part of this because he's one of my favorite from the stuff I've read.
Yeah.
It's a really great crossover book, and I think it shows a lot that someone like me who doesn't read everything he puts out is getting a lot out of it. But once again, there's characters where I'm just like, that's a book that I never read.
Yeah.
So I know they exist, but I never read it. I don't
Especially
know
as like older stuff that nobody like the Starlight was that one book, and then there was
Starlight his like Buck Rogers book, where it's
Yep.
a guy going to space and then
Yep.
coming back.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he shows up in the first issue.
Superior, the Superman book.
That one has not happened yet.
The kid in the wheelchair that like he's like Shazam. He like turns into Shazam, but he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, they haven't touched him yet. I don't know if they will, because I think he wants to reboot Superior as well.
Yeah.
But there's a lot going on. It's a really great book. And yeah, I would really love to hear what you think of it.
Yeah, I got to read him for sure.
Sean Murphy's book that was on Indiegogo got published by Massive Comics called Plot Holes.
Nice.
And the whole premise here is we have these characters who were part of like fictional universes, and they're very obvious like what they're supposed to be, and they go around to different works of literature and try to fix the plot holes in them.
Interesting.
So that they can be published.
Okay.
And the only way they continue to exist is if they have like a certain percentage that make it through. And then there's a this creature that's going through all the different unpublished works and destroying them, bringing their numbers down. And we learn about this character who's brought into the world and told like that his world is fake. It was written by somebody, and that world was destroyed when he left. And there's some really great things in here. There's a character that's like kind of looks like Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh, okay.
And he was created in the 30s, so he's like the oldest character, and he's like vaguely racist in it, and like everybody gives him shit for it.
Yeah,
because he'll say something, and everybody's like, "Dude, what the hell?
You can't say that."
Yeah. And there's a giant cat that's obviously from what is the one in the cartoon? Thundercats.
Thundercats. Oh, nice.
And there's a guy just called Johnny Manga.
Wow.
I mean, pretty obvious there, and so on and so forth. It's a fun ride. I like what he's doing, and I look forward to continuing it. And then apparently at the end of the book, he also promotes his next Kickstarter that he's doing. So
cool.
Sean Gordon Murphy, a creator that I really like, doing some cool stuff.
It'd be cool if he came on the show, if he's got a Kickstarter going on.
Sean, we'll see.
What do you think, Sean?
Conan the Barbarian #2 came out, and it's more awesome Conan stuff. Nice. If you remember the last issue, Mike, I told you that he met a female warrior who was fighting beside him. Yeah. And I told you I was pretty sure I knew he was going to bang her. He bangs her in this issue.
Wow. Classic Conan stuff, right?
But he goes back to Samaria to, hey, puppy.
Hey puppy. There's a dog in the show.
He goes back to Samaria and is going to get his brethren to help him fight these zombies that are coming about and figure out what's going on. Well, apparently there's something in Samaria that's causing this to happen. So all of his, when he walks through, everyone he knew is dead and just sitting there rotting. And then this thing happens and they all raise and he has to fight his own brethren.
Oh boy.
And so a pretty cool moment.
That's awesome.
And yeah, just fun barbarian stuff. Classic Conan stuff. He fights people. He says a lot of things about Crom, and he bangs some chick.
I was going to say,
that's all I want on a Conan.
Does he speak to Crom a lot? Yeah. There you go.
And then Ultimate Invasion #3 came out, speaking of Jonathan Hickman. And in this, we kind of learn through Howard Stark that it's not just the Maker controlling everything. He's got this council of different factions that are controlling the world. And it's really funny to me because I'm sure there's some truth in here where it's like they talk about how they fabricate things to make certain people look bad to just keep things on the level. And they even say like, listen, like, because he opens up and like there's somebody from another country and he's like, they're the bad guys. Who are they? And they're just like, dude, pretty soon you're going to be the bad guy. So like,
yeah, right.
Chill out.
Yeah. That's
and
funny.
all this. We get a look of who Khonshu gives his powers to. And then we also get another character who has Ra's power and all this. It's a lot of fun. And at the end of the book, we get a glimpse into something that's happening where all these, if you remember from the last issue, all those heroes came and tried to attack the Maker to fix things.
Yeah.
And he was able to take care of them all. Well, we learned that in the far future, where all those characters came from, is none other than Kang the Conqueror controlling things. And he's got a... I was going to look up to see what the Ultimate Kang Conqueror looked like because it's been a while. But he's got a very Iron Man-esque suit in it.
Sick.
It's actually, it's like half Iron Man, half Lex Luthor, if you ask me.
Yeah, it is. The blue and the green and the purple.
Yeah, but it's fucking awesome, Mike. I love it.
Yeah, awesome.
So that was everything I had this week, Mike. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Fortress Ricker on X, Twitter. Where can they find you and or the show?
You can find me at Fortress Chris on pretty much any social media. X is the big one I use all the time, or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And you can find the show at Fortress Comics _ on X/Twitter and at FortressComicNews.com. And if you want to support the show, you can give us a 5-star review and podcatcher of your choice. That's the best way to do it. You can like, subscribe, share, comment down below on the YouTube version of the show, or you can head over to Patreon at patreon.com/FortressComics. Thank you all so much for listening and or watching this week, and we'll see y'all here probably tomorrow.